shakes his head. It is still a 1-point lead for Nakamura, and we're just about halfway through this time control.
We've had 3 draws and 3 of the most exciting games I've ever seen. All of these draws have been so combative, so professional, so interesting, so full of detail, and Hikaru with yet another incredible defensive effort, Robert.
Look at Hikaru, he's surprised by Magnus.
Whoa!
5! And look,
Was that a mouse
left. I don't think so.
Gotta be a mouse. It's like a souped-up Budapest gambit with a bishop already fianchettoed.
Also,
Hikaru's like, I'm the one who plays these lines.
I thought he was drinking a beer. That looked like he had a nice little pint there. But either way, Hikaru is shaking his head because this is a weird position. Knight g4 attacks the pawn on e5. Even if you play bishop g2, the knight can still capture on e5 because the knight on f3 will be pinned to the bishop on g2 behind it. So this is what Magnus is aiming for. At first, I thought he was
Magnus were drinking something that's dark in color. You know, man, both of these players having a good time.
I think it's wake up. That's what he's looking for. And what is going on here? Knight takes e5?
He's allowed it, and I think he's basically just saying play positionally. He just says I'm slightly better in the resulting position because I've got a pawn in the center and you don't.
That is pretty good reasoning. I stand behind that. And now we see some trades, but black is not really much worse here. Knight d6, you have a5, get your knight out. Starts with a5. But the point is that black is very solid. Where are the weaknesses? There are none to point out. Now, the one thing that I watch out for is if white plays queen c2 here, he gets clever. Look out for knight g5. It loses a piece on g5, but you gain the bishop on b7. So it's easy to forget about tactics like that.
It most certainly is. LPDO goes
C5.
in. Loose pieces drop out. C5 looks so strong. You're crunching through the center and forcing weaknesses in black structure. Another miss by Magnus. And of course, the idea is VC Rook C5. Exasperation on the face of Magnus as he hands Hikaru another incredibly pleasant position out of the open.
Look at Hikaru side-eyeing Magnus. What are you doing? He really noticed that he is
E5.
and Magnus also is like, what am I doing? They're both asking the same question. But there's a big problem for black. This a4 pawn, it wasn't a5, it's about to be captured. Now it's an a4, but it's a long-term weakness. You have to keep your rook defending it, maybe to bring another piece to the defense as well. I just feel like things are going wrong for
pressure, but how are you going to put more pressure on it? I've got 2 defenders. That's all I need. I can slide my rook to b6 if necessary. And remember, Magnus might be running out of ideas here, and he is down 2 pawns. Let's not forget that.
Down 2 pawns, his knight doesn't have any outposts anymore. The pawn on d6 was captured. That was an important piece protecting the knight on c5. So where is that knight going? You need to get some counterplay, some threats. I feel like he might be close to lost already.
Yeah, and the eval bar is bearing that out. I'm looking at rook e7, trying to get this rook off of, but then black is experiencing problems with his back rank. There's rook c8 check,
h2, and black have a rook and 3 pawns. That is a theoretical draw. It's not easy. Your Ruin BK beat Garry Kasparov in that exact endgame. So, if Garry Kasparov can lose, then anybody can lose. But that said, that is the aim for Magnus Carlsen, and he's down to 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
I feel like he is a bit aimless.
He definitely is, and Hikaru doesn't even need 2 extra pawns to win. When the opponent has 20 seconds on the clock, he drops the knight back to e6. I like that from a practical standpoint. I think Magnus's only real source of counterplay is going to be that knight hopping around and can hop into f4 using the pin. So Hikaru's not out of the woods, and he doesn't think he's out of the woods. He drops the rook back to c4, and look at the attention to detail, Robert, in Hikaru's play. What does that move do? It stops knight f4. That's why he put it on c4, and he can move it to b4 to finally unpin the bishop. And then he's free to roam about the cabin.
Although rook b4, there could be like queen c5, just keep the pin alive. He goes rook b6, queen a5, queen e1 check is kind of a threat. Doesn't lead to anything significant just yet, but the e2 pawn may collapse. Be very careful. I see a tactic actually. If black can have queen e1, king g2, knight f4 check, giving up the knight, taking on e2, things like that.
Great recognition.
Looks a bit worrisome.
And Hikaru's sending the queen to e1. I think after knight f4 check, the rook takes on f4. I know you were talking more hypothetically, but what's not hypothetical is that Magnus has 5 seconds on his clock. His counterplay is getting just brutally extinguished, and Hikaru just a couple more accurate moves away from solidifying his material advantage and winning this game. Is he going to move his bishop? Is this the time to move it to d5 or c6?
I think it seems like a great time. Bishop d5 looks very good. There may be a swap on b5 because there is no knight c7. The rook on e8 is loose in all these positions. Oh, look at this clinical technique. But Magnus desperately wants that d4 square, and Hikaru doesn't play e3 and allows the knight in. And the reason he played a4 was in order to meet rook takes b5 with a takes b5. This is a passer, and he's going to push it. And Magnus has no choice but to get a pair of rooks off the board, stopping knight d4. Hikaru eliminating every sliver of counterplay that Magnus is coming up with here. This is brilliant play from Hikaru Nakamura. He could have played rook b8, but then a4 would have dropped, and Hikaru does not want to give up that pawn.
And now he can push.
And then
he can push and meet queen b6.
Ah, trying to trade the queens. Good call by you.
Keep pushing. More rook a4, get behind the pawn. Magnus has literally 2 moves to drum something up, because that pawn is reaching a8 in a tizzy, and Magnus flags. It's over.
He actually resigned before he flagged with 0.2 seconds left,
Oh,
but it doesn't matter. Hikaru